Schools are closed because of the Covid-19 pandemic.
What about exams?
Hello, my name is Nadiah.
Hi, I'm Yan. Today, we are going to talk about e-testing and e-assessments during the Covid-19 pandemic in Malaysia.
As we all know, schools are not allowed to operate because of the Covid-19 pandemic.
Yeah, because of this, we have online classes.
We were really curious about how schools do their tests and assessments for online classes. So, we interviewed 6 teachers from different schools in Malaysia and read some articles on how schools are coping with e-testing and e-assessment around the world.
We hope we can give a better idea about how schools are doing e-testing and e-assessment during online learning in these pandemic times. Let's hop right in.
Firstly, let's get some terms straight. What are tests and what are assessments? Are they different?
Yes, tests are just like the exams we have in school, where we will get our final grades and no correction will gain us more marks. While assessments are any activity, quiz or test where teachers will give students feedback to help them in their learning process.
And e-tests and e-assessments refer to tests and assessments conducted online.
Yes, precisely. Now, let's look at the methods of e-tests and e-assessments. Formative assessment refers to assessments where teachers give feedback to students, for example, classwork, presentations, exercises, as well as learning activities. While summative assessment refers to assessment to grade students' level of learning in which no feedback is given.
I see. Which assessments are used for e-assessment?
Out of 6 teachers, 4 teachers use only formative assessment, while 1 teacher has done summative assessments online, and 1 teacher has her Form 5 and Form 6 students return to school for exams as approved by the government. The types of tests and assessments used are quizzes, worksheets, project-based learning, written quizzes, and also oral tests.
But how do teachers do the assessments online?
Teachers make sure to create assessments based on students' level of acquisition. They also use their experience and knowledge as an educator to weather through the challenges of e-assessments. Research shows that teachers create fun and engaging assessments for students. Educators also consider a mixture of coursework and examinations for e-assessments.
Teachers are mainly concerned about whether they can correctly analyze and clearly guide students throughout the course. They are also concerned about the students' participation during e-assessments. One of their other concerns is how to create e-assessments that are suitable for both fast and slow learners. The research and preparation for e-assessments also requires much time and effort. Finally, while some students have adapted to the e-learning, teachers are concerned over those that have not adapted to it yet.
There are indeed many concerns over e-assessments.
Yes, research shows that teachers are concerned about the effectiveness of online teaching. It also says that some students struggle to adapt to e-learning and e-assessments.
E-assessment has been going on for some time now. What are some of the challenges that teachers face?
The teachers we've interviewed report some of the challenges, such as the students' home environment being noisy and not conducive for learning, their students' time management in submitting assignments, and their students' participation in online class activities. The teachers also talked about the lack of interaction between teacher-student and student-student relationships, and teachers also find it difficult to be constantly updated with current technology and incorporate it into e-assessments. The teachers also have reported that the process of e-assessment is difficult and lengthy due to some communication issues. Research shows that schools were given a very short period of time to transit from physical classes to e-learning and e-assessments, which pose many challenges for teachers and students. Proper training was lacking and students had disciplinary issues when their feelings of isolation which diminished their confidence in online learning.
It has been a challenging time of transition for both teachers and students.
Yes, indeed. One of the reasons why students have difficulty adapting is that some have limited access to technology. Students with very little access to technology often have to share their devices with other siblings and rely on mobile data to attend online classes. To aid these students, teachers make interface assessments short and send students authentic materials that they can use. Teachers also restrict the use of social media applications to apps like WhatsApp and Telegram so that students would not need to use much data for e-assessments. Research shows that some charity organizations have sought to provide quality education to underprivileged students by sponsoring technological devices or mobile data.
After looking at the concerns and challenges that teachers have reported, let's look at how effective e-assessment has been so far.
Yeah!
First, let's look at some positive effects of e-assessment. Teachers are encouraged to see that e-learning and e-assessments provide a way to carry on education for students even with the barriers of physical class. One teacher even gladly reported that the parents are now more aware of their children's studies. Because e-assessment focuses more on students' participation in class, children have actually been more participative as they know that their active participation carries marks.
That's encouraging to hear.
On the downside, teachers have experienced times where their students' learning environment at home was disturbing their lessons. Some students also performed poorly on their e-assessments because they were unfamiliar with computer software. Teachers have also stated that it is difficult to ensure the quality of e-test answers as students may be cheating without their knowledge. Some teachers also say that a negative effect of e-assessment is that they are unable to observe all students at the same time because of the small computer screens. With all these effects stated, how do teachers ensure the effectiveness of e-assessments?
Let me first explain a term called washback effect.
Sure.
A washback effect is the effect that assessments have on the curriculum and the teaching and learning process.
Alright.
The teachers have shared that to ensure a positive washback effect, they perform exercises or quizzes after each lesson. They will also discuss with the students on their exercises and quizzes and review their students' progress often. An important point that teachers should look out for is to ensure that students are actively participating in e-learning. Research shows that the learning outcomes of e-learning is similar to that of face-to-face learning. It has also shown that formative assessments have been effective in improving students' engagement during the e-learning process. Finally, research shows that teachers maintain good communication with students by receiving feedback from them concerning the teaching and learning process to ensure the effectiveness of e-learning.
To conclude, the COVID-19 pandemic has made e-tests and e-assessments a necessity as education shifts online. Most teachers use formative assessments for e-assessment. Some of the challenges that they face are the quality of e-assessment, network issues, and the lack of interaction. The major concerns that teachers have are their students' participation, the preparation needed for effective e-assessment, and whether their students can adapt to e-learning. However, the challenges of e-learning and e-assessments can be overcome by having a positive outlook towards e-learning.
Teachers have come together to provide aid to underprivileged students so that they can continue learning. Most teachers are trying their hardest to make sure that online learning and assessments have a positive effect on their students' academic progress. They strive to create an effective e-assessment plan and strategy while remaining flexible. It can be said that e-learning and e-assessments are effective for the continuation of education during the COVID-19 pandemic.
It is definitely encouraging to see that schools, teachers, and students have found a way to continue education despite the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, indeed. Now we have some recommendations that we hope can help improve the quality of e-tests and e-assessments for all. Firstly, the government should have online materials that are easily accessible for all. Schools should also give students time to adapt to the e-learning and e-assessment system instead of forcing the new system onto them. And thirdly, the government should supply monthly data and laptops or tablets for students in need.
It would really help if parents, teachers, and students put their trust in the e-learning system. This would help them explore more into the system and find solutions that would help them solve the problems they face. Schools should also offer training and support to teachers and students so that they can know how to use the online platforms for e-tests and e-assessments. Finally, parents play an important role in providing suitable learning environments for their children during the e-learning process. So this is it for e-testing and e-assessment during the COVID-19 pandemic.
We hope this has been an informative video for you.
Yes, stay safe and stay healthy everyone. Goodbye!
Bye!